Okay. Oh, and of course, now ready. There we go. Now I'm ready. Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm back. After such a long stream yesterday. I just had a lot of fun and I just wanted to keep going because I'm very motivated to try and get this rebinding stuff in. How's it going, everybody? Again, gotta do a little bit of adjustments here. Also, I forgot to ask yesterday, how's this audio? I went back to listen to the VOD and I was like, oh man, this sounds very quiet. So hopefully it sounds a little bit louder and matches more of what everything else sounds like on your device of choice. But yeah, hopefully that sounds good. Yeah, how's everybody going? How's everybody doing? Jeez, I'm already ready for this. Hold on. My water and whatnot. So I could do a very quick recap of what happened last stream. Honestly, it's kind of quick to be able to do it, but we're gonna do it super quick and try and do it as fast as possible. Okay, so yeah, so last time I was working on rebinding stuff, so I was trying to get it so that you can change your actions and whatnot, so you can have jump be bound to RB or put it on the U key or whatever. That's kind of the thing that I'm trying to do. And I realized I need to go grab all these controllers. One sec. There we go. Okay. But yeah, that's kind of the goal. So what I did was I started to make this menu here. Well, after looking at examples, but I started to make like this menu here that will help. Well, first here is rebind or reassigning controllers to different players and such and the like. But before I did that, I did get sidetracked and I made a bunch of UI elements. All of these things, I made all those things on stream because I needed the drop down thing to work. And recently I've been making all these buttons over and over every time. So I was like, no, it's probably time and worth it. But I now have, yeah, the controller stuff working. And of course, as soon as I start it up, it's going to not work. I'm going to be like, what? No, I don't think that's going to be the case. But it would be lovely if it started quick now. There we go. So as you can see, player 1 is assigned to the X input gamepad, which is just an Xbox controller. But yeah, that is assigned to there, but you can go in here and you can change based off of what is unassigned currently. So right now, the keyboard, the Sony DualSense and the Sony DualShock 4, so that's the PS5 and PS4 controllers, are available. So I can switch over to that if I wanted to. I can go over to player 2 and be like, oh no, player 2 is going to be on the keyboard. Player 3, actually, you're not going to be assigned anything. And now that I've unassigned player 3's, which is gamepad 3, now if I go over to player 4, gamepad 3 is available to be assigned and whatnot. So yeah, that was largely all of the things that I was doing yesterday. And today, basically, yeah, today I am going to be working on getting the actions in. So that is trying to get the action like categories displayed. So I'll go over what that means a little bit more as we get started. But then also getting the actions themselves displayed. I was thinking about it in terms of like the way in which I want to display this stuff. And thinking about like, how do I split these things up in from like category or like controller type versus gamepad type, or I guess that's the same thing. If I want to have it so this keyboard and mouse versus like joystick gamepad kind of thing. And like, that's something that I've been thinking about. I still think that like for right now, I'm going to just like barrel through and just have it so that it does the split columns, where it's like, here's all of the what you call, here's all the mouse and keyboard stuff, here's all the gamepad stuff, then move on from there as things go. But that's largely just like the overview of what I want to do. Then I think after I get those things in, and then the ability to actually rebind stuff, then we can talk about how exactly the like other features that I want to include, like conflict checking and stuff like that. Fortunately, Rewired has a bunch of stuff that I can like tap into and grab. I just need to figure out a way to make it really easy for me to surface that stuff, retheme it based off of whatever the project is that I'm putting it into. Then also like grabbing that information, grabbing that like prefab, putting it inside of a thing, and then just like having it work. That's largely what I'm the goal of all of the stuff is that I am doing. So yeah, that wasn't the fastest recap that I've done in the past, but hey, you know, I try. All right, so let's just dive right into it. So basically what I'm going to be doing next is I'm going to display the action category stuff. So what action categories would be like, if you're in a car, that would be like, and there's like a set of actions associated being inside of a car, that would be an action category. Or like if you are on foot and whatnot. Oh, you're here for the DAB runs? Okay, bro. So yeah, we're gonna actually, I don't know any of the terms for Donkey Kong Bonanza speedruns yet, because it's so new, which I guess dates this VOD. Me, I just put a date on it. But yeah. So let me go in here. And here are these made up action categories that I put inside of this test example, where there's like gameplay shared, which is just wherever you are inside of the game, this is all of the things that you can do. But then there are things that are specific to being on foot and whatnot. The other thing is that I want to have it, or one thing that Rewired allows for is to withhold different action categories from being visible in like lists like this that I'm about to create. Largely because there are times where I don't want people to rebind stuff because it could break everything. And I'm like, it can like literally make it so you soft lock essentially, and you can't move anything. But that is also a thing where I'm like, well, how are you supposed to be able to navigate through like menus and stuff? Like menus would be one of those things where I would want to be like, ooh, I don't want you to rebind like going back or like pressing start or something like that, because then you could soft lock yourself and not be able to press start anymore, or go back or navigate the menus. So that's something that I also have been thinking about, but we'll again just push through and go through all of these things, like have it so that it just displays all this stuff, and then I'll deal with a per thing basis or whatnot. But okay, so yeah, we are gonna work on that. So the thing that I was thinking about is one way I could show these categories and really show the list of actions that you can do is a huge list. Just make a humongous list of actions and whatnot, and then just like maybe label the different like categories and whatnot. But like that would be one way. The other way is similar to the way that Rewired does it inside of their example, or like their prefab version, where it's just like, and you can switch between, like you can tab between the different categories. That way I think works, but it also implies a lot of other setup to how the game works, for specifically for controller, where like you would probably want to tab between all those different things using like the shoulder buttons or something. That it does have a little bit of I guess opinion on that. So I don't know. I don't think that I'm going to do that way. I'm going to just do I'm going to put this in a huge list that you can go through in a scroll view. But I do think that in the future I want to add support for both versions, so you can just like switch between, oh, here's the tab view, oh, here's the huge list, kind of thing, especially depending on what the game needs are. If the game has very little in terms of action categories or actions just in general, then a huge list would make more sense than to break up like 6 actions across multiple categories or whatever. Like that would be weird. So yeah. All right. So I am first I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a scroll view so that this doesn't get unwieldy quickly, and these things here will always be visible. Like this stuff can always be visible because it's always sort of relevant to things. But I'm gonna make a scroll view and then have that scroll view. I guess I can have the scroll view adapt to the size of the actions, because on a previous stream I made a thing that does that. I don't know if I want to do that yet, but we'll see how this plays out for now. All right, so let's go in and make that scroll view though. All right, scroll view. All right, I did it. Yeah, this definitely does not look the greatest, but we will go in here. For now, I'll do a layout element and I'll just hard code the height. There you go. Also, I keep forgetting, how's everybody how's everybody doing? What are people up to today? And we'll also see whether or not this is going to be a very long stream or not. Who knows? Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this horizontal one. We're not going to be scrolling horizontally. So get that out of here. I'm also going to do that scroll to selection stuff. Ooh. And then we're going to make this look decent, I guess. Well, we're going to attempt to. So let's get rid of this. Like I said yesterday, I really like having the background its own separate object. That way I can control how it looks however I need. Okay, there we go. Yeah, let me know if everything sounds okay. There we go. All right, and then I'm gonna have this be rounded corners, because apparently that's the motif that I'm going with, is rounded edges. Yeah, that's yeah. I guess yeah, that looks decent. All right. And now, oh, I should call this background. Background. Put that back here. And now you can see all that stuff. I'll change the vertical scroll bar here to be rounded here. Change it to look like this. Move it ever so slightly. And move this down. There we go. And move this there, because before it was compensating for the horizontal one, but now we don't have to compensate for that. All right. Yeah, that's looking okay. And then the other thing, before I do anything, I'm going to just like put in a bunch of buttons. just gonna put in a whole bunch of buttons. Also, why is this? Oh, it's because it doesn't exist. A bunch of buttons, and we're gonna make a layout vertical group. Change that to be the full width of the thing. Don't control the height. Let the child control the height. Why is it looking super squished? Oh, it's because this is this is not tall. So let's make that a little bit taller by using the content fitter and preferred size. There we go. All right. Now you can see there's this. I don't want I don't want that to look like how that looks. I'm trying to debate on whether or not I want to have it so that you can see the full handle or not the full handle, the full area or not. Regardless, it's gonna not be there because that's gonna be its own object. I mean, I kind of like how that looks. Also, this falls in line with how this would look. Yeah, we're gonna go with this. We're going with this. Which then I guess means I should make this not expand the viewport. Just auto hide this. There we go. And then the viewport should be the full length. There. And I think the last thing is that I'm going to do is just add some spacing. Just some light spacing there. And now click play. Click play and there we go. Okay. So yeah, this is working. We got this going on over here. Currently I'm on none. Ooh, why am I on none? Curious. As I move over, okay. Yeah, these are weird. Let me just do a double quick check and make sure. Because me adding this in, oh, now it's working. Interesting. Okay. Well, also, yeah, I don't have nearly as many controllers on because they keep turning off. I'm not gonna worry about that. All right, so we got the ability to use the controller over here, move up and down. Nice. I think that's a little bit slow in terms of just being able to go up and down. Oh, that's also another thing that I need to do is kind of want to make this a little bit more controller friendly, like more filled out. So just to do a very quick overview on rewired stuff. Rewired allows you to, put, like, you do things based off of a bunch of like actions and whatnot. So there's this generic gamepad template, which will basically looks like an Xbox controller or a PlayStation controller or a Switch controller, stuff like that. Or I guess I should say a Pro controller. Been watching too many speedruns. But that is largely a thing where you can go in and change the different actions based off of like a generic controller stuff. So I'm just making it so that you can move using the UI using the D-pad, which is going to be pretty nice here. But this will make it a little bit more full featured, which means that it would make it so that more things by default will be set, and it can give me a better idea of how this might look overall. All right, we got this, doing that, and we want the negative of that. So yeah, we got D-pad working. I also like to do the right stick especially ever since like the Switch came out. I like to get the right stick to be able to move things, move the UI as well. It is very nice when that happens. So, okay, we got that going on. We got the UI submit. We got the submit and cancel, which is just, you know, A and B. Cool. We're gonna go over to the keyboard. I think, yeah, WASD is in. All this stuff is in. Cool. All right. And now that that's done, I'll click play. Click play and wait for Unity. Okay, there we go. There we go. Oh. Okay, so yeah, I'm able to move around with this, able to move around with the D-pad and the right stick. Dope. All right. So, okay. Cool. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do is the final thing. Not here. Oh, actually, I do want to have one other thing that I want to do is, since the system player is a thing. So the system player, what essentially that is like it can be a generic player. It's not necessarily like player 1, player 2. So say before you get to the press A to join screen, that would be like the system player, where it's just like everybody's assigned. You can make it so that everybody's assigned to the system player at the start, just so that you can be like, oh, they're pressing the jump button or the start button, or, you know, all that stuff. So I'm going to go in and grab and put that in there and just have, hey, you can do that category. Oh, and then do that. So I'll have default and UI available there, which is why why I think my keyboard and mouse was not, or not, my keyboard controls were not working. Yeah, now they're working because I'm on the generic system player. Cool. But okay, so yeah, this is how this will look. I'm gonna make this grow a little bit more. Yeah, let's just do that there. So yeah, 640. Okay. Oh, not 6,000. 640. There we go. All right. Cool. Okay, so as I said before, I'm gonna just make a giant list for now because that is the easiest way to get started with all of this. So the way I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna make an empty game object, and then I'm gonna have that empty game object have, I guess I should probably have it, let's just make the layout and force the height for right now, just so that I can work with something. And then go in here, make a title, or what you call them, text object, and then make it so that this all works decently well. I'm not gonna want, yeah, I don't think I want to center this stuff. So okay, there's that. I need to grab the fonts. I've already forgotten where the fonts are, so I'm just gonna go steal this one. There we go. Also, I totally forgot to shout out Ben Burns for all the music going on in the background. I normally do that, but I guess I was too swept up in all of this. Okay, so we're gonna make this bold. Cool. And then for now, I guess action category. There, that is looking decent. Let's make it the same color as this. And it does not need to be this tall, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use that content layout trick that I've been employing, and I made a short on, and I totally forgot that I made a short on it. But here is an application of it. All right. So we got this going on, and then I want to use the content size fitter, and I want to use this preferred size, remove this, and have the height be controlled by the children. And the reason for that is that if for some reason I had an action category that was spanned multiple lines, it'll now just automatically adjust. I don't think that I'm gonna have a situation like that, but hey, you know, we're just gonna build it in rather than not build it in. Okay, so yeah, action category. Okay, and then we're gonna have a little bit of space on top. I'm gonna do 5 and space on the bottom. 5. Cool. All right, we got a category header, and here's the label. Cool. Now I'm gonna duplicate this just to see. Yeah, that's more or less what I was envisioning. Maybe a little smaller. Yeah, because I don't think that the category part needs to be super large. What's 28 look like? That's a little small. We'll do 32. Okay. Cool. All right, so there's the action category, and then the last thing I need is actually I might make it a little smaller. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. We're gonna do 20 because I got to make sure that I can fit the names of all these actions on here. So that's part of the reason why I'm like, might wanna rethink some of that. All right. So here's that action category header. Oh, I guess I could have just, I guess, yeah, this gives me the flexibility to have a background if I want a background. Oops. Let's try. Let's see what a background looks like. All right, boom. And yeah, and I do remember, I don't know why I was so gung-ho about not using color. Yeah, at least seeing, like, yeah, just okay, I mean, for the most part. Yeah, I think this looks decent enough. There's an action category. You can see, yeah, and then it'll fill in the stuff. I think that looks decent enough. Okay. Okay. We'll fill out the rest of the stuff and then judge based off of that. All right. So next, I am gonna work on getting the action themselves in. So actually, I can probably duplicate this. No, I want it to be a button. So let's go and grab that button thing, but I'm going to actually dismiss it. Whoops. I'm going to make it so that it's not using this button layout. Right? Yeah. I'm going to just make its own stuff for this. Although, I mean, I'm kind of using a lot of the fun things. Oh, I need to get rid of navigating over to this handle here. I'm glad that I saw that because it really, it's kind of annoying on a controller to suddenly be like looped over to this vertical scroll bar. All right. Yeah, I think I could probably just move in the thing. Like I move this over here. And if I had multiple of these, yeah, I think that would look okay. Okay. Oh, sorry. Let me doing a real quick check there. All right. Yeah, let's do this. So let's say that this is an action. We'll just use this for now. Action, and then I just need images for said action. Since there's gonna be, oh, actually I don't need images for the action. I'm okay, hold on. Trying to think, let's think about how this is actually going to work. So the reason why I'm pausing here is I'm thinking about how exactly the navigation for this is going to work, where you would, I guess, have full access to all of the action categories regardless, or not the action categories. You have full access to like the mouse and keyboard column and the gamepad joystick column, which means that I would want those to be buttons that you can navigate over on a controller, right? Or do I want to have it so that you are just navigating the action, which is what it's currently set up right now? You're navigating the action, but when you click the button, when you press the button to say, hey, I'm going to do an action, based off of what you press is the thing that you're going to change, which means that you can't change you can't initiate the change for another thing using like if you're using a controller, you can't initiate the change for a game or a keyboard. I guess that doesn't make like that. I don't think that would be a deal breaker, but I also think that would be imposing a limit semi-arbitrary. It's not arbitrary, but it feels like I am imposing a limit that isn't necessary. I think it might make more sense to have it so that each of these smaller buttons or the smaller icon things are buttons that you can just click that are specifically for, like, this is for the keyboard and this is for the gamepad. Yeah. Yeah, I think that makes more sense if I did that. Okay, well, if that is the case, then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it so that instead of having this be a button, which I already was like on the fence of doing, I'm gonna unpack completely. Unpack completely. There we go. And then I'm gonna make this image, instead of being an image, it's gonna be a button. Button. Ooh, wait, what is? Oh. I'm like, why is it navigating to the right? I'm like, oh, because it's still a button. So let me get rid of this button. Hey, Ben, how's it going? Progress on remapping is going all right. I got it so that you can reassign the controller stuff and per player. So like if you choose player one, here, I'll just click the play button. Oh, and I don't have the controllers on. Love to see it. But you're able to reassign based off of whatever player is on here. You're able to reassign the controller, all the unassigned controllers to a controller. So right now, player 4 has the 4th Xbox controller that is plugged in, but I can assign them the DualSense. And then if I was like, oh, player 1, you actually get the keyboard and whatnot. So like I can do all of that stuff, which is really nice. And of course, one of my controllers is now dead. Yeah, that makes sense. that tracks. Ooh, that's also another thing I gotta do, is make sure that it respects the fact that things die. When it disconnects, it updates this. I'll do that later. But how's it going, Ben? What you up to? All right, so I'm gonna do that. But yeah, right now I'm working on getting these buttons in so that it'll show the actual action and then the icon associated with the action. Jeez. Oh, that's an interesting position. If you go left, it weird. Why? It automatically thinks to do that. I guess since this is the whole width versus just this part, that it makes a little bit more sense. We'll deal with that. Don't worry, I guess. Yeah, so let's do this. We know that they're going to be in columns. Yeah, we'll do something like this for now. Get rid of this text because we don't need that. Get rid of this image thing. We don't need that yet right now. What we do need is a background image. That's what we want. Boom. There we go. So grab one of these. Actually do one of these so that you can see what the heck is going on. Rename this background to feel like I'm making progress, and make another one that will be the icon. The icon. The icon. Oh, do I Oh, geez. Yeah, this is an old version of the thing, unfortunately. So that means that I will need to find where. Ooh, I think I have that in the old rebind thing. Oh yeah, this old rebind thing now just no longer works. I'm gonna need to change that, huh? Ooh, this ain't gonna work. All this just because I can't find temp button. That's literally all I was looking for. Oh, it's in here. Jeez. Yeah, that's gonna need a change. We'll put it in here. Boom. There we go. Preserve the aspect ratio on that. So essentially what is going to happen is that this will be the thing that gets updated. So it'll be like, oh, look, you used 3 on this. I am now realizing that there's going to be a style mismatch between all this stuff because I'm using Fingence's glyphs, which you know, not the most clean UI. It is more a stylized UI. But hey, I guess that's how it goes sometimes. All right, so we got that going on. This is gonna be action button. Yeah, and then if I do this here, then yeah, there's the other action button. And move the content to be a little more like that. Ooh, let me actually do the horizontal layout. Yep, and then as I move this now, it's gonna do the thing. I'm gonna force the width to be a certain way. Give it some space. There we go. Dope. Yeah, I should probably make it so that it doesn't. It actually expands and contracts from. Ooh, that's actually a good point. I don't know if I want to do that. I'm gonna cheese it and do this instead. Okay. But what I'm gonna do is bring back the temporary button just to see it, and then now that that's in, I'll get rid of this. I guess this is an action. I duplicate this, and then let's just duplicate. Oh, copy, duplicate. What the? I love how none of that. Well, whatever. You have an XP system for chat. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is a weird way of engagement, but I guess welcome to 2025. All right, there we go. Now if I go in here and click play, so here's the action, here's the thing that you're controlling in the action every time I click the thing. Oh, you can't see any of that stuff because I screwed up. So let's just, and I haven't made these prefabs yet. Oof. In my haste, what I'll do is this. That actually, yeah, I kind of like I kind of like having these things be the buttons rather than the whole thing be the button, because then I can be like, the one on the left is for keyboard and mouse, the one on the right is for the gamepad. If I wanted to change that up so that those are separate things, where it's like, oh, I want to have a keyboard and mouse section and a gamepad section, then it's just turning on and off, or like disabling that action. Like I don't have to change how this is set up. Kind of nice. But yeah, I gotta go in here and actually get this stuff working. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna say, make this light. Oh yeah, it's pretty useful to have that kind of stuff in here. But I also have been just trying to think about like, well, what exactly is it that I'm looking to make in here, and like what are the real world implications of me doing that stuff. Why does it do it in that regard? I don't know, whatever. Anyway, we go in here, now we click play. All right, and then yeah, now I can navigate between things. Ah, that's no longer a thing that can work because I'm not selecting. I'm selecting a thing within a thing, not the thing itself. Oh, that's a problem. That's a problem. Okay. Okay. But I mean, more or less, it's kind of working. Let's see. How do I want to solve that problem? Well, let's look at the scroll to selection thing that I have made. I think the problem is that the selectable is not actually inside of the scroll view, or the content. There we go. Right, because its local position its local position is not actually inside of the scroll view. This might be a thing that sways me over to making it so that these are all really big buttons, and then you just click. When you click the button, the thing you clicked with is the thing that gets switched. That is a good point. Because I could try and figure out a way to make it so that it does scroll to things within a hierarchy of stuff. I could do that. I feel like that's going to be a whole endeavor though. And I don't want to get sidetracked again. Last time I got sidetracked, I spent 2 hours making buttons in UI. Well, this is an interesting conundrum I'm finding myself in. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do, again, in the interest of not doing that, I am going to make this a button. And I'm going to make these just icons. I still have the benefit of having these things as separate things that I can just turn them on or off. But yeah, I think that I would feel better if I didn't if I didn't do the other way. Okay. Okay, I'm glad that I went through that. Maybe in the future, um, when I am more up to trying to diagnose how exactly I can get the local position of the thing relative to the size of the original scroll bar, even though you don't have your local position there, like all of that stuff, it sounds way more work than I'm trying to sign up for. So we will make you a button again, except yeah, I guess it's gonna be a button. Here's a button. Here's that thing. Oh, I guess I gotta whatever. Yeah, well, it's right. Okay. Is it though? Wait. I guess before I do all this, hold on. Get rid of the button component on this thing. Sure. Click play. There you go. Okay. It's a thing again. Oh, why is it doing that? Did I? Oh, no, never mind. The controller got disconnected. Because it turned off right then. Every time. Okay. I'm gonna give a little bit of space. One thing I'm a little worried about is the lengths of these names are gonna be. It's not gonna be. I know it's not gonna be brief. They're gonna be fairly long. So trying to fit all of that inside of this is gonna be a whole ordeal. Oh, whoops, I also was gonna go make multiple of these buttons. There you go. Okay. But well, yeah, I guess if I want to test, there's a bunch of buttons. Now if I go here, it scrolls to it. Yeah. Yeah. I think this makes more sense for me to do this than it does otherwise. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it makes more sense for me to just like push forward rather than be sidetracked and just like not work on the actions again. So okay, so we got action categories and we got the actions. So right now, what I'm going to do is if I look at this here, so we got the rebind player manager. What I'm going to do is make a public game object, action category header prefab. Yeah, that's where I'm like, do I? Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. We do that. And then I'll make a public Oh geez, hold on. Let me readjust so that I can just type. All right. Action. Button prefab. Okay. Okay, so now that I got that in there, I guess at start on, yeah, start. We'll fill out the action categories. Well, no, yeah, I guess let's fill out the action categories first. Or, how do I get the list of actions? I have an example of this. So I'm going to go and grab code that I had already made from before. Okay, level 1. I know. I'm trying to find it in my on my computer. 1 sec. There we go. Here it is. Okay, so this is this just grabs an action category. There, yeah, that's what I need. Is this thing here? Except for it's not for specifically an editor, but that is largely what I'm trying to do here. Let's just grab the user assignable categories. We're gonna just say get user assignable action categories. We're not going to worry about the tag yet. User assignable action categories. Okay. Well, okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm not trying to evoke it. Yes. I'm just trying to get the lists. Which the list is. Oh, I just said var. Okay, wow. All right, me. Action categories equals that. Okay, but before I do that, I do need to use the restroom. So we'll be right back, and then we'll do some of these action category stuff. All right. right. Yeah, welcome back. Sorry it took a little longer. I got a little bit more water as well. Okay. So, if I remember correctly, we are doing action category stuff. So I got all the action categories, which is useful. I gotta remember how this works. Yeah, so for each, wow, man, this is very unlike me. Everything about this is very unlike me. I'm using var, I'm using for each. All right, for each. Oh, not for each action category. In action categories. Yes, okay. Then I want to create the button. So I want to do create header. This does not need that extra space there, but we'll do void this. And this will take in an action category. Right? Oh no, it's an input category. Oh jeez. Target category. There we go. I'm gonna change this to be input category. This is what now? Yeah. There. Okay, I couldn't do it. I needed to be explicit. Okay, so we're gonna instantiate action category prefab, and I need to choose where exactly this is going to be instantiated. Transform list. I guess action list. Action list. And we'll assign it to a new category. Also, hey, geez, let me get this in front of my face so you can hear me. New action category. Set that to equal, and then now let's rename it so that it's easier to find in the hierarchy. Target category name, descriptive name, and then new category get component in children text mesh pro. This is kind of out of laziness that I'm just going directly to find the first text mesh pro thing. Like, it is very unlikely that I'm not going to do that, but it could be better if I didn't. Target category, not descriptive name. All right. Cool. So I do this, and then I close this, or I guess minimize. And I fill in all those things. I gotta remember to do that. Eventually I'll be able to do that. Okay, there we go. So we got the category header. I drag this into, not there. Oh, now I need things specifically. Oh, well, I guess these are not going to be in tools, but I do need things specifically for the rebinding stuff. So we're going to do Controller rebind. And we'll do prefabs, I guess. Prefabs. Drag this category header into here. Do one of these. And drag, oh, here's the content which is gonna go. I'll deal with the button later. We don't need that, especially because I might need a change of how the button is set up. But hey. Okay, and then I guess I'll just get rid of these, and then I'll save. I should probably do that. Definitely need Ben Burns as a remember to save. There we go. Okay, we got the stuff. Gameplay shared, on foot, lock on, emote. Dope. Which means, yeah, the action categories themselves, gameplay shared is shown, default is not, building is not, emote, and yeah, these are not. Good. Good. That is what I want. I want to have it so that you can't actually see the things that aren't, yeah, that are not supposed to be on there. Okay, that's good. Oh, what? Which games am I working on? This is actually just a tool that I'm working on that is going to go into multiple projects. So this is going to go into Omni Gear, as well as a Strange Scaffold game, and as well as Screenbound, which is another game that I'm working on. So that's where all of these rebinding things are going to be showing up in. But I'm making the base system so that then I can show up, because I have reached a point in all three projects where I was like, oh crap, I kind of need to put in rebinding. So yeah, that's why I'm working on this. But okay, but as you could see here, I got the name of the stuff. Okay, I'm kind of not liking the backing of this. The controls here, I don't like the color. Let's look at the color. Let's look at the color. Okay, so yeah, we got the thing. Is there a way to make that not look so meh? Meh. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I might go with the more gray thing, just because it just looks really bad. Like if I desaturate it, what happens to that? All right. Well, okay. I need to make it more dark. Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. Let's go. Do one of these. Yeah, we'll do one of those and then save that. Click play. Bam. There we go. Okay. I mean, this looks more meh, but like it doesn't look, or to my eye, it doesn't look as bad. Okay, we're gonna do that. But okay, so these are all the user rebindable categories, and now I need to show you all of the action categories themselves, which means I need to actually get those categories in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and make this a prefab. But before I do that, I'm going to make a script I should really break this down better. So I'm gonna actually do that. Oops, I made a script instead. Let's make a folder and call it scripts. And then make a script. There we go. All right. This is rebind action button. Yeah. Let's go with that. Cool. Well, we'll need this soon, but we need public text mesh. Pro GUI. And then with this, we'll do the action label. Yeah, I think that's probably the only thing that we really need. I can do public void set up action. Let's say setup button. I guess I do need a target action. And what are actions? Shoot. Let's go and try and find where the heck I put all this stuff. I don't need all these things in here. Oh, wait, no, that was it. And I just closed it. Oh, no, that was not it, actually. But I should probably open this. It's this. I don't need this, nor this, nor that. Cool. Okay, so each of those, create a thing in that action category. Oh no, re-input mapping user assignable actions in category. Wait, what? Assignable actions in category. There we go. An action category. Is it ID? Oh, yep, ID. And then sort. Yes, please. Oh, I meant true. True. There you go. Oh, and I lost the ID part. All right. So now this should give me. Okay, so it's input action. So before I do this, okay, let's actually get this enumerable input actions. Cool. Do that. I don't know why I saved that right now. Public input action. Yeah, we're gonna put it on here. And then action. Target action. The target action is gonna be, or action is gonna be the target action. And the action label is gonna be equal to the text is gonna be equal to the action name, descriptive name. Ooh, descriptive name. For now, there's gonna be way more nuance there in the future, but for now that's more or less what we're gonna do. Okay, so now we got the list of actions. Now I need to actually do something about said list of actions, and this is where this comes in. Except in this case, I was just printing out the string for everything, but for this, I'll go in and say for each. There we go. Input action. and actions. So many actions for each input, action, action, and actions. Create action button. Action. Void. Create action button. Input action. And with the input action, game object, nope. Game object, new action equals instantiate action button prefab. That's what it is. In that same action list, new action name equals action dot descriptive name. And then a new category, new action get component. Rebind action button. Oops. Set button, and then send in that action. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think that should be it. I go in here. It'll load. All right, there we go. And now we go and drag the rebind action button there. So cool. And then I drag that in there, and then I go associate the label with that. What is displays? What? Lift display. Whoa, hold on. Oh, this is the wrong. Oh, there are two of these. Way to go, me from the past. Okay. Oh, and it doesn't, it's fine now because, yeah, because this part is not, it's not inside of the namespace yet. It's gonna be part of the namespace, but for right now, I'm not doing that because kind of laziness. But like, yeah, everything's a little bit more malleable. Okay, well, that's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem for future me because I'm gonna just remove all this stuff. Yeah. Is that the same? Oops. Yeah, it is. Okay, I'm gonna move that here. Yep, and then you freak out. That's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna move all this stuff out of there. Yeah, because this should all be, all the things that I did yesterday. I'll move that in here. And then I'll get rid of this. I'll just delete it now. Yeah, all these things are now pointing to the wrong thing. There. Okay. Solved that problem. Rebind controls. I'll make this a little bit more organized. Oh. Try again. Okay, cancel. Never mind. Oh, it's because I have these things up. Fine. I won't do it yet. I'll just have to remember to do that later. All right. So now I got that going on. I need to make this a prefab. So I'm going to go grab, say this is an action button. There we go. And then go here and drag in said action button. Cool. And then I'll just delete these because they don't need to exist. I click save so that I don't lose my work. And we keep going. There we go. Look at that. Those are all the different actions. Okay. Okay. All right. So, oh, wow. I need to change the scroll wheel on, or the scroll sensitivity on this. But that is working. Wow. I can't believe it. Wow. I can't believe I've been streaming for an hour and a half already. It does not feel like that. All right. So we got this working. Cool. I might just clamp this rather than have it be elastic. Whatever. So now this is, it's showing the actions. So now I guess the next thing I gotta do is show the glyph. Yeah. And this is where things can get complicated. So let me think this through. I need to show the glyph. Well, Okay, so what I'm thinking is I need to show the glyph. The glyph needs to be specifically just for the, just for like whatever that type of controller it is. So I need this to specifically just show the keyboard controls, and this to specifically just show gamepad controls. And I need to only show the gamepad controls, like glyphs, that is assigned to the player, not what the last gamepad controller was. That was just like moved. So that's another thing. Yeah. Okay. There's a lot of considerations here that I am now coming to realize. So yeah, let's think about this. But it is kind of nice to be able to like just look at this and be like, oh, it's working. One thing that would be cool is if I could merge these, like merge the smooth horizontal and move vertical into one thing rather than have it explicitly move horizontal and move vertical. It's just you click it and then it shows you here. It says, hey, move up, down, left, right, and then it'll similar to how distant transmission that was set up. That would be nice. And I think that would be where I go into the rebind manager, like, and I say, hey, these actions, merge them together. Like that would be cool, I think. Okay, but for now, let's try and get this in here better. So I'm gonna now have to change this part. So I think I'm gonna use the glyph display. Now I'm understanding why I had the glyph display on the other action button. Let's look at the glyph display real quick. Yeah, and then I can choose the specific player and whatnot. I don't know if I would it make more sense if I handled this on my own, because yeah, this is a convenience thing rather than, yeah, no, I think I might want to handle this on my own. Okay, let's try and handle this on my own then. All right, so then I'll say I need the specific, the controller type. Yeah, so I might do this in a helper class. I don't know what this, I guess action helper. And then it has, what does it have? It has the controller type, target and type. And then it has the icon, public image, icon, object. And then I make a list of action helpers. And I guess I should say action icons. Action icons. And then I want to update the action icon. So for each action icons. Do I do like re-input dot get mapping? Let me think. I have the action icon. Or I have the action, not the action icon. Okay, what if I said glyph manager dot get glyph, I guess target controller is the action icons target. Oh no. Target type. Right, and then the element ID. Okay, wait, hold on. Have I done this? I mean, I have. I guess it's just target action name controller type plus the controller ID part is the thing that is throwing me off. I guess it's the player's last thing, but I don't have access to the player. So I need to grab that from the rebind player manager. Private, I guess. Private. Also, let me talk into the mic so you can hear me. Player, target, player. Cool. I don't need this part open anymore, so I can feel a little bit less claustrophobic there. Let's do that. Let me also grab the controller UI. There we go. Okay. So we got that going. Jeez, I'm shaking the whole place down. But we got that going. And more or less what I want to do now is grab the manager. Yeah, that's what I just need to just go grab it in the parent. Okay. I guess since I'm setting up the button and this is all inside of the thing, I could just say no, let's do this at the beginning. No, that target manager equals it is private rebind player manager. There. Cool. And then if I go in here and say manager dot or player, here. I was thinking that it needed to be in there. It should be here. Last. All right. No. Controllers not get last active. No. No, I don't want the current player. I want the current assigned controller dot ID. Yeah. Then I get the glyph of this, which will give me a sprite. Action icon. Where's the, oh no, this straight up gives me the, okay, it gives me the glyph. Action glyph. And then what I can do from there is the action icons I dot icon object equals action glyph dot sprite. Get this, I should just say sprite glyph. Oh man, I need to rename those. Oof. Oh, this should be to the sprite. Oops. Okay. Okay, I think that should work. Uh-oh. Yes, it does not work. Oh, I need to pass in this. All right, and then we go in here to the action button, and I need to, I have a list of, wait, why do I have a list of actions? I shouldn't have. Oh, I have a public action. I should make that private. This is system.serializable. There. I guess I don't need the target player because that's now inside of the manager that I have access to. And I also didn't need access to the player. I needed access to the controller. Funny. Okay. So we got that in. And then finally, let's go here. We have action icons. We'll have 2 of these. I'll just go bring this in here. Yeah, 2 of these. One's the keyboard, one's the joystick. Yep. And then we go here and grab these. Here's the keyboard. Here's the joystick. Cool. Click. Apply. Neat. Now I just am now realizing that this controller is not going to work unless I am grabbing. Well, the controller part's not going to work if you're not assigned that controller. So, for instance, let's say that I'm trying to grab the keyboard glyph, but if you're not assigned the keyboard glyph, well, then it's going to say, oh, I'll go grab the assigned controller's ID, but not the keyboard's ID. Okay, I have an idea. We'll say int controller ID if action icon. Oh geez, action icons dot nope. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna restart this. Action icons target type. I should change this from target type to controller type. What's going on here? Oh, icons if the controller type equals keyboard equals keyboard controller ID equals input dot controllers dot keyboard dot ID. There we go. Else if icons mouse controller ID equals input dot controllers mouse ID, else controller ID equals manager dot assigned controller dot ID. There. Okay. I might want to, I'll deal with that afterwards. Okay. Yeah, I think that should probably do it. There we go. Click on. Oh, I gotta reassign the things here. Keyboard and joystick. Yeah, that's what I. Okay, click play. And nothing. Ooh. Not only nothing, I get an error. Something. Oh, whoops. Oh, jeez. Hold on. Oh, jeez. I'm too excited. I need to change this to say controller ID, huh? Oh, I guess I equals 0 or -1. Else if manager dot assign controller not equal null. There. I should also turn on all these controllers. There we go. And then click play. Let's click, yeah, and click play. And hopefully this will work. Who knows? Nope, still getting an error. Okay, I'm getting an error looking for the glyph. What part? Oh, target controller is null. Either that or yeah, this should happen in start. So yeah, no, it should be set up by then. What the debug.log instance, I guess. We're gonna just check to see if it's set up. It should be set up. All right, go in here, click play. No, that's the problem. It's not the target controller, it's the glyph manager. That is not set up yet. Oh, it's on start. What? Okay, well, that means I need to delay this until it's actually set up. Enumerator right there. Here we go. Yield. Return. Oh, I guess. Hopefully this will work. Just having an extra delay, that would be kind of nice. No, it did not. Okay, what if I was just like, this is ridiculous? For 2 seconds. I just wait for 2 seconds at the start. Because I want to know whether or not I'm actually getting the right instance or not. No. Okay. So then this is another issue. Ah, never mind. I know what the issue is. Oh boy. The issue is I didn't put a manager in here. There's no glyph manager. Yeah, I'm getting an error because it just doesn't exist. Okay, well now I have this wait function for no reason. Oh, okay, yeah, it's back. Okay, good. I'm erroring somewhere else. I'm gonna get rid of this delay because don't need it. I'm gonna do that. Okay, something is null. This is null, or this is null. This is null. If that is null. If action glyph equals null, return. Or not, actions, icons, enable false. Else. Use. There we go. Thank you. Action icons. I dot action icon enabled true. There we go. Click that. So yeah, essentially what I'm doing is I'm trying to have it so that if it doesn't find that there is a glyph associated with anything, then just don't show an icon there. Okay, sort of. Get assigned player. Okay, wait. Something is not working. Why did it? Get assigned player. Which I guess the controller could be null. If controller equals null, return null. I just want the, oh, wait, hold on. Can I use get hardware? Hold up. No, I don't have. But I thought I did. just trying to grab the glyph. Okay, well, one, I'm getting rid of this because this works. But to get assigned player, the player is null. Re-input is a... Huh? I'm not entirely sure what. Oh, I didn't save it. That figures. All right. Okay. Okay, there are 14 errors. Get controller glyph error equals null. Okay, I will. Okay, I'm gonna go and look at my other examples. The fact that I have to keep looking at these other examples is another thing where I'm like, I need this to be a little bit more intuitive / easier to track. Which means I need to put in like comments and stuff for some of these. But we're gonna go in and check not the controller manager. Is it glyph sets? Yeah, it is. Play. Okay, yeah, all this stuff shows up here. Oh, that doesn't work. That's a little scary. But okay, so this is the PS2 stuff, and it's showing the things correctly. What is going on? Okay. Get element string. That's not. Get element is a string. Still, I'm looking for not the element, but I want to get the glyph associated with. Oh. I'm seeing the problem. The problem is that I don't actually have the support for that to get specifically a controller that is not like plugged in or like the main thing. Okay. Hmm. Okay, I might be running into a lot more problems than I thought I would. Oh no. Wait. Maybe this was the reason why I stopped halfway through, is because there's other things that I need done before I can be like, yeah, and here's it working. Oh no. Well, this might be a problem. I don't know if I want to try and get into that. Okay, let's think about this. That this is currently null. That's the main problem. This is null, or the controller is null, which is unfortunate, to say the least. I want the glyph manager to get the glyph for a specific controller. I guess I can get the, yeah. Oh. There you go. I'm okay. So I'm realizing this is the main problem. Is I'm trying to grab the glyph of a thing that the player doesn't have access to. So like I'm trying to grab the keyboard, even though the keyboard's not associated with or assigned to the player. I just want to show the glyph of the keyboard, but I can't do that because all of that stuff is reliant on the fact that you have access to that controller. So I would need, in order for this to work, I would need to be able to access that controller as if you had access to it, but you don't. Or something similar. Like I would essentially need to do like that. So what I have here is I have a way to get a glyph of like, I guess I can get the glyph of the hardware ID. Hardware GUID. It's just that. Yeah, I guess I would just get that. Okay, hold on. Well, yeah, and this is the thing, is I can get the action, I can get the glyph for a specific key. So like I want to get the glyph for the U key, or I want to get the glyph for the equals key or something like that. I can do that. I'm gonna redo dot, just ID. So I can do that, and that is the thing that my glyph manager supports. The problem it doesn't support is I want to get the glyph of an action on a controller that I don't have. So I want to get the jump key specifically. That's the main problem. So yeah, so here's the problem that I'm having, and why this might be a larger ordeal than I was anticipating. Largely, okay. Here's the overall sentiment. I want to get the the glyph of whatever thing. So I want to be able to see the keyboard's equal key if I had that as assigned to something, or like I want to see the W key for like jump. If it's assigned to jump and the W key is assigned to jump, then I want to see that, or the space bar. If the keyboard is not assigned to the player, then I have to get it through other means. But in order for me to be able to be like, oh yeah, the player has a controller map associated with the keyboard, and I need to grab that controller map information without having access to the keyboard. And that's the main problem that I'm having, I guess. Which this could lead to other problems. And this is gonna be a bigger ordeal, is basically what I'm saying, is that this is gonna be a bigger ordeal, and I don't know what the best plan and best course of action is for this. I don't know. All this because I want to show an image on the screen. I'm a little okay. What I'm currently thinking is this might be a larger ordeal, so I might have to hold off on doing stuff for the rebind things, because I got to a point where like I'm here where I have the action categories, all the displayed actions like displayed in a nice and orderly fashion. I have the structure for all the icons and stuff to be able to be seen. So all of that stuff is working. It's just I didn't get to the point where I can show you or do the rebinding, because I can't show you the bound controls. Yeah, there's like no way in which I can show you the bound controls. And that's the thing that I'm like, I can't. I don't know what to do. Yeah. Yeah, all the other controllers are off because I've taken too long. I wonder if me tackling the glyph stuff. Yeah, that just sounds like that's my next move, is I gotta tackle this glyph stuff. Especially because the fact that this is the case where I can't access the glyph things without like I can't access them without having them assigned to the player. I need to solve that. I need to solve that problem, and I don't know if it makes the most sense for me to try and solve that like right now, especially because I'm feeling tired. I'm like, I would rather just be like, I want to make progress on the rebind stuff on stream. So dang. Okay, well, unfortunately, I think that's where I'm gonna have to call it. And yeah, it is a little bit disappointing to get to this point and be like, well, I can't really do much without having to redo one of my other systems. And that's it's just like, it's not feeling good. Yeah, it's not feeling good, especially because it's also a failing of one of my other systems that I made. Of like, I made it work in this particular like this specific instance. That's why when I was over here and I was looking at I've already forgotten. Yeah, when I'm over here and I'm looking at this thing, I made it work with this specific set of like this specific situation where I'm like, I want to show all of the things. I'm showing a diagram of the controller, and I want to have it so that like I can see all of the things that are assigned to stuff. And if something is not assigned, you just get like dashes. But if something is assigned, then you get the text associated with it, and all that stuff. So like it works really well in that instance, but that's not the instance in which this is. This is a different instance. I believe that I had to, yeah, I used this on Totally Reliable. And yeah, what I need is I need to just get access to the rebind stuff, or not the rebind stuff, the glyph stuff without explicitly, without explicitly having access to the controller. You need to be able to say, hey, this is assigned to the triangle button without having the DualShock explicitly. Well, actually, it's strictly just the keyboard and mouse. Dang. All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to call it there. To give a recap of what I did do. I feel like it's not much, but you know, it is progress. Is this whole bottom section. I got this scroll bar that has, why does it take so long for it to load now? I have a scroll bar that divides up the actions into action categories. So you can see gameplay, shared, on foot, all that good stuff. And then you can see all the actions. All of the things are in play, like the structure for showing the icons are in place, and whatnot. And all of this stuff makes it so that you can choose what you actually want the user to be able to assign, and the like. But unfortunately, I have to stop because I can't show you the glyph that is associated with the stuff without updating my glyph system. Man, and it does not feel good that my glyph system failed there. But hey, this is a moment to, like, I guess, learn, and like make a change and make that work. So I'll do that. I'll probably do that, and then I'll hopefully stream later this week to try and actually get the rebinding in. Man, yeah, that's unfortunate, but that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Okay, well, I'm gonna call it there then. Well, thanks again for hanging out. Hopefully you were a little bit more successful than I was in trying to get your work done, or what have you. But yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out. I appreciate it. And then I'll talk to y'all later.